Hold up.
What's going on, Team Innovation? SideFX here, and today I got some Pokemon Showdown action for you guys. But first and foremost, I want to say huge shout out to Chris. I really do appreciate you giving me this opportunity to guest upload on your channel, and I want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to check this out. So what I have for you guys today are two really solid replays that I got earlier with this team right here that you see, and I'll just open up the team builder real fast. I know a lot of you guys probably aren't really accustomed to Pokemon, or a lot of you might actually be old-time Pokemon fans, and I find that really awesome because when I was younger and I played Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was actually a good player back then. Well, I still am, but I don't play it as often. But anyways, as I would go to like locals and to my card shops and stuff like that, there was always somebody else there that had their DS or whatever the case might be playing Pokemon. And so I feel like as an audience, we kind of share a pretty large group, like a large demographic. So I find that pretty awesome. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. So first look at the team. I decided to throw on Mega Diancie. This thing is really powerful, really fast, and I just haven't used it in a while, so I really felt like using that. And then Belly Drum Azumarill, which is a huge threat, a forgotten threat actually. It kind of falls in and out of popularity depending on how the metagame is, but right now Belly Drum is just really solid, and it's not as prepared for as other Azumarill sets. And then to cap off the team, we've got Life Orb 3 attacks Thundurus with the backup Thunder Wave just in case things get ugly. We've got our only member of the team that can somewhat take a hit, and that's going to be our defensive Garchomp with Rocky Helmet to really punish physical attackers, as well as the Stealth Rocker of the team. And then we've got Choice Scarf Excadrill, really reliable hazard removal in the form of Rapid Spin, as well as just a strong Pokemon. And with the Choice Scarf on it, it's pretty damn fast. It outspeeds the entire unboosted metagame, and you can pretty much sweep teams with Earthquake if you play right. And then we've got Latios because this team absolutely gets obliterated by Keldeo, and we need a solid switch into that thing, as well as having a powerful Psychic type to be able to deal with Venusaur and Amoonguss, two common Pokemon that handle Azumarill really well. So I feel like this was a really nice last addition to the team just to top it off. I mean, it's bare hyper offense, so we don't really have a defensive backbone whatsoever. So I'm gonna pause it, load up those two replays, and I'll see you guys when I get back. Alright, so we got our first replay here, and game number 1 was versus Wind Dance. Now, it has a really interesting team. Rotom and Scizor are on the team, as you guys see, to give this monster right here, Crawdaunt, free switch-ins. This thing is absolutely, it's just a monster, guys. It's very hard to switch into, but because I have my defensive Garchomp, I'm going to be able to play around it and really punish that thing for wanting to go for attack. So I'm going to lead out with my Diancie here, and as he leads out with Scizor. Now, because I'm a little bit higher on the ladder and the players that I am playing definitely know what they're doing, Diancie commonly carries Protect pretty much on every single set. And because I know that my opponent knows that Diancie generally goes for Protect first turn to get off the free Mega Evolution, I'm actually going to take advantage of the fact that he's more experienced, and I'm going to go directly for the Hidden Power Fire, expecting him to not want to go for the Bullet Punch, and I'm going to catch him here and get off a clean 90% on this Scizor as he goes for the U-turn. So really nice first turn for me, and I couldn't have asked for a better first turn, honestly. Now this monster Crawdaunt comes in, and like I said, I'm going directly to Garchomp, and I'm going to punish this thing for going for a physical attack as it goes for the knockoff, and I get off 28% on this thing just for switching in. And I know that knockoff did a ton of damage, but this allows me to get up my Stealth Rock, which will allow me to pressure his team more, because for example the Scizor is at 10% and it takes 12 upon switching with the Stealth Rock up, so that thing is essentially out of the game. So this is another really nice turn for me, as I'm just gonna allow him to knock me out with the knockoff just to whittle him down a little bit more. Also, I know that he's locked into knockoff because he is choice banded, and so I'm going to be able to scare him away with my Diancie as he makes the correct play and sacks his Scizor. So 5-5 early, and I've got really good momentum right now. I've got rocks up, and my Diancie's only taking a little bit of damage. So I'm going to go for the Protect, because the way he brought this Landorus in told me that he was a Scarf variant more than likely. Because I have an Excadrill that is a really huge threat to his team, I didn't think he would want to let a defensive Landorus take this Moonblast, because it would do a good 45 to 50%, if not more, depending on his spread. And I didn't think he would want to let this Landorus get weakened. So this tells me it's a Choice Scar variant and that it's able to outspeed my Diancie. So I'm going to go for the Protect as he chooses to lock himself into the U-turn. And this gives me another free Moonblast. And he's going to sack his Crawdaunt here. So 2 really huge threats to my team gone within the first 7 turns. And I'm just looking really good right now. So there's pretty much no way I can lose this game unless I choke. So in comes the Rotom. I'm going directly into my Latios. No need to predict or make any fancy plays here. Just going to make the safe play because I'm already up. And he's the one that's losing. So he's the one that's pretty much playing from the back right now. So in comes the Landorus. I'm going to make another aggressive play with my Diancie and bring it directly in on this U-turn. There was no way he would go for the Earthquake there because Latios has the Levitate ability, which allows it to it's immune to ground type moves. So there was no way he was going to go for the Earthquake there. So I was free to pretty much bring in my Diancie unless he made a really nice prediction right there. So in comes the Weavile. Again, just going to make a safe play and bring in my Azumarill and bring in the appropriate mount to deal with this. As he flinches, or unfortunately critical hits me, or crits me, sorry, with the Icicle Crash. So I'm just going to go for the play rough here. I catch the Rotom Wash on the switch. He makes a safe play. And I'm going to get off a really solid amount of damage on this Rotom. And then again, just right back into my Latios. No reason for me to allow anything else to take unnecessary damage. And my Latios can take on this Rotom fine, as you guys see. Well, he crits me again with the Hydro Pump. But as you see, that's not doing too much damage to warrant me being worried about this Rotom at all. So I'm just going to go for the safe Psy Shock and knock him out. He could have pulled a switch into his Weavile there, but I didn't think he would make such an aggressive play when I could have easily went for the Draco Meteor and killed that thing. So in comes the Landorus, and because I don't really need this Latios anymore, I'm going to catch him over predicting here. He's in the back now. He's down 3-5, and he really has to start making some plays to get back into this game. So again, I'm going to punish him for that, and he's going to end up going straight for the Earthquake, predicting my Diancie to come back in, and I'm able to drop a Draco on this Landorus and just take that thing out. So my opponent pretty much just goes, I have no way of winning this game, and clicks that X button. So that's game number 1. Some really aggressive plays out of me that really netted me the lead early on and allowed me to keep up a lot of the momentum needed in this game. So I'm going to pause it one more time, pull up the second replay, and I'll see you guys when we get back. So we got game number 2 here. Really threatening team. My opponent has threat after threat after threat, and then 3 more threats. It's just ridiculous. So I'm gonna have to make some aggressive plays. This is offense versus offense, and that's just the theme right now. Aggressive plays out of me. Like after I built this team, I was just feeling myself. I'm not even gonna lie. I was just like, he ain't going for this, and I would stay in, and he'd be like, bro, why'd you do that? And so I was just really just stunning on people today. So I'm gonna lead out with my Diancie again, and then he chooses to lead out with his Starmie. Now the thing here is that I could have predicted this and led out with my Latios, because a lot of people have been leading with their fast water types versus this team, because Diancie is such a common lead. So bad lead matchup on my part, but I'm going to turn it into a better lead matchup. So first off, I'm going to go for the Protect, as he just makes the correct play and goes straight up for the Hydro Pump on the off chance that I didn't protect. Now my 2 water resists are Latios and Azumarill, and I know Starmie has really great coverage, so I stay in predicting him to predict one of my water resists to come out as he goes for the Thunderbolt, trying to catch my Azumarill, and I'm able to smack this Starmie with a Moonblast. Now he's a Life Orb variant, so he has 1 hit left. For those of you who don't know, Life Orb increases your damage output by 30%. I believe 30 or 33. It's one of the 2, and then you take 10% with every attack that you go for. So he makes a really nice prediction here, going for the Ice Beam, catching my Latios with his last hit left. And because I don't go down, he does, well, he would have died to Life Orb regardless, but because I don't go down, this gives him the free switch into his Weavile, and I'm just going to let my Latios die. No need for anything else on my team to take damage. This Weavile is a really big threat to my team. And yeah, so I just let my Latios go down there in order to get the free switch into my Excadrill. Now, the way I brought it in should tell him that I'm a Choice Scarf variant and that I will be faster than him. And because Weavile commonly carry low kick, I would not want to bring in a non-choice scarf Excadrill on it because low kick would do a ton of damage, and so would icicle crash and knockoff, but low kick would definitely do more damage than the other two. So I'm going to predict him to switch out, wanting to save this Weavile, and I'm going to pull a double switch into my Garchomp because I need to get my Stealth Rock up. Now that the Starmie is dead and cannot rapid spin, I can really put more pressure on his team. So we're going to trade rocks here, and because he's faster, he's going to be able to Dragon Tail me out. And for those of you who don't know what Dragon Tail does, it hits the opposing Pokemon and then forces them out into another random Pokemon on the team. Luckily for me, I get my Diancie. Now, because I made such an aggressive play on the Starmie in the beginning, I'm actually just going to take this as an opportunity to go for the safe Moonblast and knock out the Garchomp. But the aggression does not stop there. So I make a safe play, and then because I have a Garchomp in the back, as you guys see, at 68%, I'm actually going to go straight for the HP Fire on this Scizor as well, because I did not think that he would want to go for the Bullet Punch, as I get that play correct and he goes for the Swords Dance. Now, you guys saw that my Garchomp has Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet, which means when a physical attacker attacks, they will take 28% total in recoil damage. So predicting him to want to roost to get HP back instead of attacking my Garchomp and killing himself, I'm going to go for a double HP Fire and knock this Scizor out. So he's getting punished for not attacking what's in front of him, and I'm just taking advantage of it all day. So I'm going to just let my Diancie go down here as he goes for the Calm Mind, and also lets me know that I confuse him. So this is really good for me. I'm able to get off a really solid amount of damage on the Raikou, and he's going to be able to follow it up with the Shadow Ball and knock me out. So bringing in my Excadrill here to revenge kill this Raikou. I was a little bit worried because I am Choice Scarf, and I'm going to have to lock myself into the Earthquake to knock this thing out. And because his Hawlucha is a flying type, he can take advantage of that because he's immune to Earthquake and start setting up. So I have no choice here but to go directly into my Garchomp to try and deal with this Hawlucha as best as possible. Because this thing can sweep if it gets the right setup. Like if it gets up to a high enough attack with Swords Dance and is behind a substitute, then there's pretty much no way that I can come back and win the game. So he's behind the sub, he goes for the Swords Dance. I'm going to go ahead and break that sub with the Dragon Tail as he follows it up with another substitute, and fortunately for me, I do not miss the 95% accurate Dragon Tail, which you guys would be surprised, it will miss when you need it to hit the most. So I'm able to hit all three of my Dragon Tails, break this thing sub, and he's gonna finish me off with a high jump kick. But thanks to the Rough Skin and the Rocky Helmet, he is now low enough to where a Zumaril's Aqua Jet will be able to knock him out. So I'm gonna follow that up with an Aqua Jet, knock that thing out, as the Weavile does come in, and this is just not going to be enough to mount a comeback. Weavile's a really good Pokemon, but I played this to the point where he pretty much had no way of winning it. So he's going to knock me off as I go for the Play Rough and finish off the Weavile. So that's going to be game number 2, and I'll see you guys in 1 second. Those are my replays for you guys today. Unfortunately, I am out of time, but if you guys did find something interesting in this video, whether or not you are a Pokemon fan and you want to play for yourself, that website is going to be play.pokemonshowdown.com, and also I'll make sure Chris has a link to that as well as the team in the description, so you guys can load up my team in the team builder and you can get started right away. So if you guys did enjoy, I do upload live sessions like this on my channel if you want to see more. And again, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to check this out, and thank you again, Chris, for the opportunity. And as your boy Chris would say, always guys, stay innovative. It's your boy SideFX signing out. Peace.